Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video, and welcome once again to some all new DLC for EA WRC. Yes, of course, last week the Codemasters team announced the Hard Chargers pack that was finally coming to the game. The last of the three confirmed DLC we have already got for the title. Now, at the moment, some of you guys were debating down in the comments as to whether we're going to see more DLC from this game or whether we're going to see an EA WRC 25 towards the end of the year. Ultimately, I don't know just yet. Hopefully we'll get some answers fairly soon from EA. But yeah, 6 more cars, effectively 12 more stages to add to the title. And over the next few days, we're going to be diving in and jumping into every single one of them. Of course, if you are new around here, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed to the channel as well. We're trying to hit 4K subs at the moment then. But yeah, of course, the first stages, though, inside the new update are here in Sweden. So we have got 2 10.8 kilometer stages. Actually 3 longer stages, and then a couple of very short ones as well. Of course, all of these cover the same section of road inside the game, so I'm trying to see. It is only a small difference right at the end of the stage that seems to kind of be where there's any changing around as well then. So if you don't know the format we do on these videos, normally obviously I do one way in one car and then back the other way in another car. But I think what we'll do today is we'll jump in with the Umeå stage first of all, and then we'll do the alternate layout on the way back. So we will do the Özdoba stage as well. So yeah, hopefully this is going to be a lot of fun. Now, of course, all of the cars are sprinkled in and amongst all of the car classes inside the game. So today we're jumping in with, I think, one of the most anticipated cars inside the title. Yes, we are finally here in Colin McRae's Ford Focus WRC car from 1999. An absolutely iconic machine, of course, that we've all seen so much footage from as well, obviously, from back in the day. You can see this and the 2001 car, obviously pretty much identical in terms of stats. The same amount of power, same weight, same basically everything, apart from a few aesthetic changes as well there. But yeah, this is going to be really cool. So let's head here to Sweden. Well, here we are then, back in snowy Sweden on this all-new stage. I'm looking forward to this one as well. Of course, Umeå is one of the iconic Swedish stages. And nice to see, you know, that slowly we are getting kind of the game padded out just a little bit more. As you can also see, the Ford Focus was the European Car of the Year in 1999. So hopefully that's a good omen as we get into this first stage then. But I must admit, yeah, ever since this game kind of was first announced, this was one of the cars that I was hoping would be brought to the title as well. Of course, you know, not the car that Colin McRae won his World Championship in, but certainly still very special nonetheless then. As well, immediately met with a tricky 90-degree right-hander there. We'll slap the outside wall as we try and put the power down. Got to obviously try and get used to these old-school cars as well, that certainly don't have the grip of some of the modern variants inside this title. But yeah, obviously this is literally my first time ever driving this car, and obviously doing this stage as well, so there probably will be mistakes and a couple of, you know, little moments and things like that. But I like to kind of come into these completely blind and see just what we can do then. So hopefully we can just survive and keep the car in one piece by the end of it. But, you know, it's Colin McRae's World Rally car. I've got to go flat out. You know, that's the whole point. If in doubt, flat out. And, well, I personally use that mantra probably a bit too much in the AWRC, because, in case you guys weren't aware, I'm not Colin McRae. I don't have... he has more skill in his pinky toe behind the wheel of a rally car than I could ever hope for in my entire lifetime. And, you know, I think it is so important that, you know, kind of the last DLC was kind of meant to be a Sebastian Loeb tribute. Obviously, Sebastian Loeb's licensing is rather difficult to get a hold of. I think it's because he made, obviously, his own rally game at some point as well. Oh, so, obviously, that was kind of a bit of a weird one. Nice to see those tyres aren't just stationary there. You can move them around. Actually, you can move their bales around as well. That's quite cool. That's never been something in this game before. But yeah, now we're kind of getting, you know, a couple of Colin McRae cars as well. A very welcome addition to the title as well. Of course, tomorrow we'll be diving into some of those new Greek stages as well, and then obviously Thursday we'll do just a couple of other ones with the 2 remaining cars. Whoa! Oh no! Oh no! There you go. There's your first kind of Colin McRae-esque crash from this event. Took me half a stage apparently to do that one, but yeah, I mean, Colin, of course, I think it was this very car, wasn't it? There's the iconic kind of helicopter shot of it going round. One of the wheels is completely hanging off. The rear end of the car's completely caved in. And he's still absolutely trying to wring the neck out of it as well. And I think, yeah, that footage sums up Colin McRae absolutely perfectly as well there. And I think, you know, people will remember him for that, and I'll be honest, I don't think he would have it any other way as well, of course. And obviously last weekend, Safari Rally Kenya, where of course he took his last ever WRC victory back in 2002 as well there. Love that little tunnel section, obviously, and then up over the jump. High speed, high precision. This whole stage so far is very, very high speed. I think, though, the end of it, this thing just feels like it's got no brakes in relative to what I'm used to. Maybe it's because I haven't done Sweden in a few weeks as well. I'm kind of forgetting how big the braking zones are around this stage. But yeah, this thing at the moment just does not feel like it's got much in the way of kind of braking force as well there. So definitely going to have to be a bit more careful with it if we do some more events inside these cars. But yeah, the first half of this stage, or first 3/4 of it really, all very, very quick. It does just seem like this final section is kind of a lot more switchback, kind of tight, twisty and narrow. Of course, most of the Swedish stages inside this game are pretty high speed, to be honest. So it is kind of, you know, there are still slower speed sections, of course, around this rally. But yeah, nice to see that kind of some of them are going to be a little bit more tricky there, as trying to put the power down again. Down this next short blast, you can see already, I'm impressed, to be honest, with a double front flip as to just how well the car has held up to this point. But then again, if you're building Colin McRae a World Rally car, it's going to have to be pretty durable. And still, he will probably find a way to absolutely drive, sometimes literally, drive the wheels off it as well there. As another sharp corner there. That time around we actually did alright. Use the back end and the snowdrift just to carry us through. But yeah, this stage though, only going to be about 6 minutes worth. So I would have thought in a Rally 1 car, especially if, you know, you're someone with a bit of talent on this game, you're probably going to be completing this one in kind of just over 5 minutes, which is going to be a really, really good run inside this title as well. But like I said, I don't know if we're going to get more DLC for this game as well in the not too distant future, or whether kind of this is going to be it now. And then we're going to see an EA WRC 25 towards the end of the year. Some of you guys have kind of been saying one thing, some of you have been saying another. Ow! Some of you have been telling me to brake more for the corners. But either way, I'm kind of really, really excited to see what they kind of do with this franchise as well towards the end of the year. But I mean, yeah, this stage though, looking at it, like all of the DLC we've had so far, the quality so good as well on these new stages. You know, they feel like kind of original start of game stages as well, which is really important. And I think that's, you know, so much better than having lots of kind of half-made stages inside the game. Just adding like a few here and there. Obviously I would like more, of course, but I'd rather they keep kind of the quality up. And especially with how cheap you can get this game with all of the DLC as well, I would really recommend it to everybody. And of course, obviously, it does slowly become better value as well, as that was just an accident that was getting worse and worse until inevitably I went round. And annoyingly, I'm going to have done that right towards the end as well. These snow walls on either side of the stage, absolutely brutal as well there. But through the final corner, under the digger will go. That is so cool. 625.2. Not the greatest run in the world, but you know what? We'll absolutely take it there for a first blast, of course. Unfortunately, yeah, the servers aren't up at the moment, or I can't access them, because obviously I'm doing this you know, kind of pre-release. But anyway, we're going to head back the other way then. I don't even know which car we're going to go with. I'm going to surprise you all. Well, coming back the other way then on this event, I'd almost forgotten because I was kind of so distracted by the Ford Focus there that obviously, yeah, they brought out another one of the modern World Rally cars. We've got the Hyundai 2021 WRC car then here on the Uzboda 10-kilometer blast back the other way. I think pretty much the entire stage is the same, just with the ending slightly different. So yeah, that's what makes this stage just a little bit shorter. But I basically just kind of want to see how good a modern rally car handles on this section of road as well then. So nice and easy through the first couple of corners, and immediately you're just noticing how much kind of more precise the steering is as well there. You've got a bit more bite from the front. Hopefully we're going to find out if we've got a bit more braking performance as well there. But I mean, this thing does sound pretty much like, you know, one of the Rally 1 cars inside this game. Doesn't sound bad by any stretch of the imagination. I think all the Rally 1 cars do sound quite good inside this title as well. But it would be nice if kind of there was a little bit more nuance in the way some of the cars handle. Oh, that was a big jump that I was not expecting there. We'll get a bit of a tank slapper on the exit and immediately try and scrub off the speed. Ready for the next corner there. That could have gone badly, but luckily this time round we'll get away with it through in towards the next few corners. And just try and keep our foot down towards the floor as best as we can there. A couple of horrible still corners. Obviously this one much easier to navigate than the other way around, but at least we know now we have got a very fast section of road coming up then as well. So foot absolutely to the floor. Won't quite reach VMAX here, I don't think, in this section there, but still getting up over 100 miles an hour through there. And well, we did, what was it, a 622 I believe the other way on this stage. Of course I know this one is ever so slightly different as well. But yeah, this car, funnily enough, 20 years of improvements to kind of the tech and the R&D inside the WRC, and an extra 80 horsepower. Let's not forget, yeah, this thing feels like an absolute rocket as well there. I mean, this was obviously, you know, with the exception of the hybrid boost on the current cars, these are the fastest and most powerful breed of WRC cars. You know, since Group B as well. They're of course finally released of the shackles of the 300 horsepower limits. So this car, for example, I think has 380 brake horsepower, which, I'll be honest, in a World Rally car seems like enough. Luckily, combined obviously with all that power though, with the lack of the hybrid tech, it does feel quite light and agile. As I've kind of said about, you know, the Citroen that came in the last DLC, the Polo as well, inside this game, and obviously I believe it's a Ford Fiesta as well that sits obviously in this modern day kind of rally group inside this game as well. Personally, I think they need to 1997 to 2011 seems like slightly too big a class, because obviously like the late 2000s cars feel a lot better than the late 90s cars inside this game as well, and they do still seem to be tweaking around a few things with the bop still in this game, which is absolutely fantastic to see. So just a little bit of a mistake there through that corner as we go through some of these horrible twisty corners as well, just trying to kind of slide away between the snowbanks as well, but already then at half distance on this rally. So yeah, I reckon a modern car could probably go around here. We're actually over halfway through this stage, aren't we? Sorry. Probably go in under 5 minutes. As, oh, almost hit the ceiling through the tunnel. That would have been very kind of bad for us. I wonder with obviously a modern Rally 1 car with the rear wing, whether that could be quite close as well to slapping the roof there. But that was a lot closer than I thought it would be off the exit of that jump. Again, hitting big speeds though of almost 200 kilometers an hour as we make our way in towards the end of this stage. Ooh, I have to try and commit there, just avoid having a big crash and instead have a littler one through that section. But I mean, this car absolutely feels so fast I said, I'm looking forward to when obviously the new Rally 1 cars get added to the, either added to this game or with the next game, of kind of having cars that feel a little bit lighter again. You know, I've spoke about it so many times about just kind of how heavy the Rally 1 cars feel inside this game, but yeah, only a split and a half to go then on this reverse loop. Yeah, so far things have gone slightly cleaner, as in we haven't ended up on the bonnet and then on the roof and then on the boot of this car, so we might have kept this one a little bit more in one piece around this stage as well. There is just kicking up a little bit of snow through the drifts. Oh, that is a horrible corner. Just gets the kind of the weight of the car right over the wrong end, and then you're met with a heavy braking zone as well over a jump. That seems really evil, whoever planned that one here, but oh man, I wish we'd had these stages obviously for the IRL Rally Sweden, but I understand of course they can only do so much, you know, with the content they're bringing to the game. Obviously we did get the Monte Carlo stages pretty much obviously when the Monte Carlo Rally was on our screens as well then, but at the final corner down towards the line, obviously on the other stage you go back up the road the other way. 5:31. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with that run. That went a whole lot better than the one it did the other way there. And there we go, the Hyundai i20 WRC car as well. A huge heap of fun. I think tomorrow we're going to dive in with a couple more of the classic cars. I'm going to leave the Renault Clios, I think, until day 3 right at the end, just so we can kind of do a direct comparison between those two. But yeah, a massive thank you to everybody for watching. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on the new EA WRC DLC as well. Are you going to be picking up the pack? Have you already got access to it? What are your initial impressions of all of the cars? But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow then, ready for the Acropolis Rally, yeah, with more of the Hard Chargers DLC.